Well, today I'd like to talk about protest. I know yesterday I talked about standing up, and it's all coinciding with that. On my way to the second day of protest, 2 in a row. It's what needs to happen multiple times, as often as people can get out, and the crowd. With what's going on right now, we have to be able to stand together, be united, not let ourselves be divided by the people who are trying to control us. We can't allow this to happen anymore. I mean, I'd say beyond being human to each other, but maybe that's what it's about. The most basic idea of being human. I don't know. It's one of these things that we got to be able to stand up and do. We're supposed to be able to protest our government for a redress of our grievances. Stand by our brother. Whatever our belief structure or our, even religious upbringing, spiritual background, however you want to define that, it all comes down to love, taking care of your neighbor, standing up for, the voice of the voiceless. Specifically because we would want somebody to stand up for us in that same situation. Because where we are right now is a scary place. It feels like all of our power is being taken away. By people who just want to use us for their own, nefarious purposes. Whether it be, our president, Trump, all his enablers, Miller, Noam, Hegseth, you could go down the list. It doesn't really matter. They are trying to destroy us, to destroy our humanity, to steal our light. I always come back to they're trying to steal our light. Are we going to let them do that? Are we going to let them steal our light, our goodness, everything that makes life worth living? All because we're supposed to be pissed off at some target, some person, some group, because someone said we should be? When if we looked really at situations, it's all phony. We're trying to build a better lives for ourselves, for our society, for our community, for everybody. And that's all we're trying to do. The more we stand up, the more we protest together. And really all protesting is getting together and demanding the better life that we all know is possible. To get to that spot, we have to lay out what we need to heal from. Because that better society is only possible once we heal, but we can only heal if we know what we're healing from. How can we sew up a wound if we don't admit the wound is there? It's hard for me to speak sometimes. I feel like I'm losing my own voice. Does what I say even matter? Does anything any of us say matter? But that's what they want us to believe. It's so easy to tune out. With everything going on, it can be so overwhelming, and the ugliness, and we just want to, set it aside because we want to, we do have to remember what's good in life. But the people who are trying to control us, they want us to tune out because then their control gets deeper, their authoritarianism gets stronger, their influence, everything grows, and situations become worse. So how do we balance not tuning out? Not being the ignorant people by ignoring what's really going on. I love the fact I get to do this. I get to speak. I'm glad I have the opportunity. Not everyone does. And I just want everybody to know that the next coming days, weeks, months, things might get worse, but they also could get better. It is up to us to take the right actions, to protest, to stand together, to be together, to not let ourselves be divided by puppeteers and puppet masters and gatekeepers and 1,000 other adjectives we could come up with, but just naming all of them seems like we're wasting our time and not putting our energy towards what really needs it. We stand up and demand change. We stand together. We protest. It is in the First Amendment for a reason. We can create the better world. We just need to go out and make it happen. Well, if you like what you heard, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as I go into the second day, may it be even better. May the crowd be more. May the area be loving. May more people join us. The bigger our critical mass, the less power they have. The less power they have, the more power we have. Of course, our power doesn't depend on theirs. Our power depends on us. When we realize that they are powerless is when our power grows.